This is what I like to call Josh school, you guys.
Are we going to draw?
Yes, you're going to draw.
Should we draw?
Can we talk about that just for a minute, how EDRs do this?
Yeah.
I like to ask Josh ridiculously complex questions, and then he draws it out for me. It's the best.
Like, let's imagine here, like this is a CPU, right? Over here, we have kernel mode. And for simplicity's sake, we have app mode or user land space, right? So like an app is like Word, things like that. In this kernel land, we're going to have, the PCIe bus, storage, stuff like that. So kernel is going to talk to this stuff. And then we're also going to have drivers. Drivers exist here, okay? To get a driver, that's what's going to, translate the stuff from user land to kernel land. There's thread weight. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens here. Really complicated. We're going to keep it very simple.
Okay.
So CrowdStrike writes a driver. They write this driver because at kernel land, you can see access to everything.
Okay.
And if my value prop is like, hey, I'm going to prevent 0 days, I'm going to see everything that's going on, this is a really good vantage point for a product like CrowdStrike, like Falcon. Okay. So CrowdStrike goes out, they get this driver validated from Windows, right? It's WHQL. They get it validated. They know it's going to run. It's likely not going to blue screen, but just like anything else, it's likely not to. Everybody's had like a driver blue screen for the GPU, something like that. Here's where the problem starts to come in, right? Is they put out updates over here, right? Little update file. To get those drivers validated, that's a turnaround of like days at best. So if I'm an EDR provider,
that's way too slow.
Days is too slow.
Yeah.
So I get my driver validated, but then what I'm doing is I'm taking these updates and I'm feeding it as little micro programs to the driver. And now that this is executing in kernel mode, in kernel land, and when you have an error in kernel land, that's a system halt, right? And we do a system halt so that we don't end up with like corrupting everything else. And so what's happening is they've got this unvalidated code coming in here. And it's only unvalidated in the way that it's not signed by Windows as a valid driver. So this could have happened on any OS. And really, this could happen to any EDR provider